Hello, and welcome to the AI Perspective, where you get today's most important AI news, what it actually means, and how to stay ahead as AI reshapes the world. Today, OpenAI is doubling down on massive compute deals that turn AI into something closer to national infrastructure than a simple app. A major US government contractor is wiring OpenAI's models into federal mission work. Congress is pushing a sweeping AI law that could override many state rules, while those same state laws are starting to bite. And new research hubs are trying to build better AI hardware and understand how these systems misbehave. By the end of this episode, you'll know why compute is the new bottleneck, how AI is changing government work, what the emerging rulebook looks like, and what that means for your career or business. First story, OpenAI has struck a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar agreement with Cerebras to add roughly 750 megawatts of AI compute capacity into its inference stack through 2028. Analysts describe this as part of a broader strategy where AI advantage flows through power, chips, and deployment speed, rather than just model cleverness. Simply put, OpenAI is locking in huge amounts of specialized compute and electricity so it can roll out and scale future AI services quickly. In 2026, having the best model isn't enough. You also need guaranteed access to the hardware and power to run it at scale. This matters because AI is starting to behave more like a utility, tied to supply chains, energy policy, and long-term infrastructure contracts. Companies and countries that can secure compute and power at reasonable cost will have an edge in AI-driven products and services. If you're technical, consider skills around scaling and optimizing models under hardware constraints, efficient architectures, quantization, and smart deployment. If you're non-technical, think of AI like cloud computing in the early 2010s. Huge opportunity for people who can integrate it into specific industries and workflows. Next, Leidos, a major US contractor in defense, security, and infrastructure, is partnering with OpenAI to deploy AI across federal mission work. They plan to use OpenAI's models in secure configurations for tasks like global threat assessments, supply chain monitoring, deepfake detection, and internal automation. Generative and agentic AI are being built into actual government workflows, not just pilot demos. This includes sensitive areas like national security, health services, infrastructure, and digital modernization. This matters because government adoption tends to be slower, but very sticky. Once AI is embedded in core processes, it becomes part of how the state operates. There will be growing demand for cleared AI-literate professionals who can work at this intersection of tech, policy, and mission work. If you work or want to work in government or defense, focus on becoming the person who understands both mission requirements and what modern AI can realistically do. For private sector folks, understand that federal standards and expectations will increasingly shape AI practices in regulated industries too. On the policy side, Senator Marsha Blackburn has introduced the Trump America AI Act, a sweeping bill that aims to create a comprehensive federal AI framework while preempting many state AI regulations. The proposal would set national rules on issues like high-risk AI systems, transparency, safety standards, and liability, and explicitly limit conflicting state laws. Congress is trying to write a single AI rulebook for the whole country, instead of letting every state invent its own. The bill would still regulate AI heavily, but in a more centralized, business-friendly way than some state regimes. Why this matters? If it passes, companies will have one main framework to follow rather than a patchwork of state rules. It also signals that AI has reached the point where it gets its own signature federal law, like data privacy or financial regulation. Lawyers, compliance professionals, and policy-curious technologists should track this bill. It will influence hiring, documentation standards, and risk practices. As a worker or business owner, assume AI systems touching hiring, lending, health, or safety will face increasing scrutiny and documentation requirements. At the same time, several state AI and privacy laws have just taken effect or will soon. California's Transparency in Frontier AI Act and related measures demand more disclosure from large model developers, including training data transparency and watermarking tools. Colorado's AI Act focuses on high-risk AI systems and requires both developers and deployers to use reasonable care to prevent algorithmic discrimination. Plain English, states are already enforcing their own AI rules, especially around powerful frontier models and high-stakes decisions. Companies operating nationally are in a tricky period. They must follow these state laws and watch for federal preemption. Positioning moves. If you build or buy AI systems, start documenting what data you use, what risks you foresee, and how you test for bias and safety. Even if federal law later simplifies the landscape, this kind of documentation will remain valuable and often required.
Finally, Northeastern University has launched a new tech hub in London, focused on improving wireless communication with AI and working with IBM on next-generation AI hardware and neuromorphic computing. The hub will also investigate misbehavior in AI systems behind everyday apps like ChatGPT and Google's Gemini. Researchers are pushing beyond standard GPUs toward brain-inspired and specialized chips that can handle AI workloads more efficiently. At the same time, they are trying to better understand when and why AI systems go wrong, especially in real-world apps. Advances in hardware can make AI cheaper, faster, and more energy efficient, which affects how widely these tools can be deployed. Safety and reliability research will increasingly influence regulations, certifications, and consumer trust. Technical folks, watch trends in specialized accelerators, neuromorphic chips, and edge AI. New niches and jobs will appear here. Non-technical folks, understand that not all AI is the cloud. Edge and device-side AI will show up in phones, cars, and infrastructure near you. Today's AI picture. Compute is the new bottleneck and battleground. AI is moving deeper into government missions. Congress is aiming for a unified national rulebook even as states push ahead. And researchers are racing to build better hardware and understand AI misbehavior. The opportunity goes to people who see AI not just as a chatbot, but as infrastructure, tied to power, policy, hardware, and real-world workflows, and who learn to plug that infrastructure into their own field. Thanks for watching. This is the AI Perspective. Like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date with the latest AI news.